host, Chase Jones.
Well, let's overlook the fact that it's a beautiful day. Last night, all the way down below freezing. Then we made a good 30-degree run up into those 60s. And by tomorrow, all the way up into those 80s. And there's even some 90s on the horizon. Now, by next week, we're already tracking the next system to get a good idea of the first week of spring. And there could already be some rain, some pretty steady rain, nothing too severe. Take a good look at the temperature over the last 24 hours. All the way down 30 degrees, then all the way back up 30 degrees. And that's pretty standard when we're talking about atmospheric heating and cooling here in the Concho Valley. Temperatures right now across the entire area, 66 in San Angelo, everybody else in a combination of those upper to lower 60s across the entire region, 65 in Sterling City, 68 down there in Junction, 3 degrees across the entire Concho Valley. No one's going to argue with how beautiful of a day it is, but it is still extremely dry. Take a good look. Dew points are down there in those single digits, if not those lower teens, while humidity indices are also in those teens. Yesterday, if not earlier this week, they were all the way up in those 20s and those 30s, and you saw exactly what that turned into as it moved off towards the east. Now, Moisture Tracker is going to show you a little bit of instability working its way in by this weekend, and by Saturday, if not by Sunday, we could see a little bit of cloud cover, but it quickly makes its way out. But off towards the west coast, take a good look around the panhandle. That little bit of streak of instability, that stationary boundary could fight its way in, building up a little bit of moisture, and by next Thursday, we could actually see some rain. Now, the upper level pattern is going to show you how the high pressure is pushing back around the four corners. That's where we're going to see those beautiful temperatures in those 90s, no more cold weather, but this gentle cutoff low will push a little bit of instability from the subtropical ridge into our area, and that's where we could see some gentle rain by next week. Now, water vapor imagery is showing you a monster storm barreling over the United States, mostly toward the northern part of the nation, but to the south, beautiful cool temperatures as that cold air makes its way off towards the east. You can see it taking aim sort of at the Mississippi River Valley and into the severe weather outlook. It's parts of Montana and Idaho where we see that storm making its way in, and then up off the east coast, that's the windstorm that pushed over us as it makes its way off the east coast. Now, down at the surface, we're seeing a scattered variation of red flag alerts across the entire area, but nothing too severe as we make our way into tonight. We show you the future cast because we're keeping our eye on the cloud cover, hoping to see a little bit of building in that instability, but unfortunately, nothing but beautiful temperatures. When we look everywhere else, they're dealing with snow, severe weather, tornadoes, ice. Down here in the Concho Valley, just some 80s and some 60s. Now, we keep talking about the winds because tomorrow is going to be a little bit of a breezy day. You see them pushing very quickly, but by Friday evening, they completely die down. So go ahead and make those plans because the weekend, don't waste it. Spring break almost over. So tonight, dropping all the way back down into the, where are they? All the way down into those 40s, but keep the extra layer close. And then we're also waiting on those winds because by tomorrow around lunchtime, we're going to push up into those 80s, but we're on the lookout for a little bit of those breezy conditions. And some of those areas could see some dust because gusts could push up to about 40 miles per hour. So it will be a little bit of a windy one while we're on the lookout for some of that dust. But as we make our way closer towards the weekend, take a good look. 80s and 90s. Haley, overnight lows in those 50s and those 60s. Looks like it's going to be pretty beautiful. And then as I move out of the way, a little bit of rain by next week. Stay tuned while my break. You're watching KSAN News at 5.